Hey guys, and welcome to the Shin Dig Variety Show. Thank you guys so much for watching our YouTube-based podcast. Also, please be sure to check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/Lost in the Groove for your chance to be part of the Lost in the Groove family and also chance to be part of our community. So we get to know you guys, understand what you guys like, and what we should do next. So we were talking the last episode where the story of Gabby Petito. Very unfortunate, very sad. It kind of hurt me a little bit because I happen to be the same age. And it's just, it's crazy. You know, like with her boyfriend being missing for so long and all the missing pieces. We kind of talked a little bit about, you know, what exactly happened to Gabby. What's the story of not really being able to get that clear autopsy results? And I think we'll have a little bit of a different approach this week, kind of figure out more about Brian than Gabby. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's sad. Like what you were saying, she's so young and there's not enough information out yet. And the FBI is and the local sheriffs are still holding on to her body. They're trying to piece together the puzzle, but I feel like if there was a murder weapon, it should have turned up by now. I mean, it's assuming that it was at the scene or anything of that nature. But we're all just speculating. We're all waiting to see what happens next. I was texting with you earlier. We're going back and forth, and with this day and age, with this much tracking technology, yeah. I'm surprised this guy hasn't been located yet. Burn phone or no burn phone, or I mean, whatever it may be.
So I want to. This is from the New York Post. By the way, if they're ever listening, you guys are great. Actually, I do like the New York Post. I get a lot of my articles from you guys, and actually, a lot of this stuff is really helpful. So thank you for being one of the oldest newspapers in New York and still being alive. So it turns out that Brian was spotted, I believe it was in Tennessee. Okay. And he was spotted. Hold on. This guy's name is Dennis Davis.
Yeah.
So his name is Dennis Davis.
What a name.
What a name. God love it. So he said that he believes if the man was Laundrie, he was wigged out from being on the run and the situation Petito. So he kind of like talks about, he said like he was lost. He says like, what are you trying to find? And he said to me that me and my girlfriend got into a fight, but she called me, told me she loves me, and I have to go to California to see her. Okay. So Davis said, well, I-40 is right there, and you could take it to west to California. And he said, I'm just going to take this road into California. He was talking about the trail.
Right, the Appalachian Trail.
The Appalachian Trail. And he said he was worried and not making any sense. So let's get this straight, Mike. He shows up in Tennessee. This man gets approached by Brian, supposedly in a white F-Ford 150 with the dark bandana. Seemed confused, dazed, flustered and whatever. Asks for directions, right? And then decides to just do what he originally was going to be doing anyway.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous too, and but apparently it was dark. This is according to the article. Like it was dark. They had pulled up next to each other in their respective vehicles, and Davis was kind of just having this conversation with him, just trying to figure out like what the hell's going on, dude? Why are you out here?
Here's another thing about Dave. Let me make sure I'm correct, because I remember reading somewhere where he said he was a hunter. Hold on. And pages.
A hunter and his.
I think, yeah, it said somewhere in here where he was a hunter or a bounty hunter or something.
I mean, shit, he had him right there if he's a bounty hunter. No, I think you might be talking about the portion where Dog the bounty hunter has been on the trail too.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, so He's a Florida. Okay, so I apologize. So he's a Florida engineer. What is interesting, what I wanted to point out about this article is Dennis Davis seems like a person very clearly on how this is written. And from my knowledge of knowing people, he picks up and he knows people well. He has a keen eye. I don't think he would make up a story like this just for shits and giggles. Because who the hell would want to say something like that? You know, like if he was someone that was making up the story about Brian, he would have made something like crazy up and be like, oh, he said that, you know, he murdered her and he's scared and he's going to California. Right. But he didn't do that.
Right.
He gave us.
If he wanted media coverage, he could have gone, you know, a lot wilder with his explanation of what had occurred. But that's not what happened. And
no,
ultimately, I mean, you got to also consider this is that if he was going to lie, that's obstruction of an investigation, a murder investigation. Like I don't think anybody who's in the right mind wants to get involved with a murder investigation by providing bad tips or false encounters. That's a dangerous game to play. So he doesn't sound like he's crazy. He doesn't sound like he's trying
delusional.
to. Yeah,
delusional.
Yeah, I mean, it's very likely that he did run into him, but at that very moment, I mean, if he had service and he figured it out moments later, it should have been reported. But nobody seems to, like, imagine you're law enforcement of all agencies, and you're getting hundreds or if not thousands every day, just tips of, you know, we saw this Brian guy here or there, and you really don't know what to make of it. You're trying to piece together the puzzles, but it's interesting. You had a theory earlier, that you were sharing with me.
We'll touch base on this on the next episode of the Shin Dig Variety Show, guys, which is our YouTube-based podcast. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.